What's going on, everyone? I'm Nino, the head design engineer here at Costa Carts. Today I'm here with the beautiful 2025 Costa Carts 600L, and I'm going to show you how to adjust the camber angle on your front wheels to ensure your tires wear correctly. Alright guys, so when it comes to jacking up the front of your Costa Cart, we like to use the front cross member here, right in between the frame rails, right behind the front bumper. I always like to use a rag on my jack just to make sure I don't scratch any of the powder coat. We go ahead and roll the jack underneath. Alright, so now that we have the vehicle jacked up in the front, we can go ahead and place these jack stands on either side of the vehicle on the frame rails. And we do this about 5 inches behind the control arms and about an inch in front of that brush plate on the bottom of the cart. And now once we have the front of your Costa Cart jacked up and we have the jack stands in place, we can go ahead and release the front jack. Now that we have the front end of your Costa Cart jacked up and placed on jack stands, we can go ahead and adjust the front camber on these wheels. So if you need any adjustment, once you're doing your tire rotation, you can come right here and adjust the camber on the lower control arm. So for this, we're going to need a 27mm socket with a wrench, and then we'll use an adjustable wrench to adjust. We'll go ahead and take that 27mm socket and we'll place it here on the end lock nut, and we'll go ahead and crank that loose. So now that we've got that lock nut on the end here loosened up, we can go and take our adjustable wrench. We can go ahead and adjust right here. So we'll go ahead and turn this upward to loosen it. And once we have a few rotations on that, you'll notice we've got some thread over here showing. So now we can tighten this up. And what this would do is pull in the bottom of your tire, adjusting your camber inward. If you notice any interior wearing on your tire here, and then we would do the opposite if you were noticing any wearing here to pull the tire the opposite direction. So once we have the desired, we can go ahead and crank this tight here, and we would tighten that up, and then we would tighten this up. But the camber on this one is just fine, so I'm going to adjust it right back to where it was. Alrighty, now that we have everything tightened up down here on the bottom of the control arm to our desired amount, we'll go ahead and remove the jack stands. So we'll jack up the front again at that cross member, remove the jack stands, and then we'll see where we're at on our camber. Now that we've got the front end of your Costa Cart back on the ground, you may notice that the camber looks a bit in on the base of the tire here, meaning that the top of your tire is sticking out further than the bottom of your tire. That's completely normal because we lengthened the suspension when we jacked up the front of the cart. So you might want to take it for a quick lap around the block, do a couple of hard brakes to recompress the front end of that suspension. So then we can come get our square here. Once we recompress the suspension, taking it around the block a couple times like I mentioned, we'll go ahead and hold the square directly at the edge of the tire. You want to make sure you're on as flat of ground as possible for this. Obviously the turf isn't going to be our friend here. We want to look at this measurement right here. So we want to be less than 1/4 inch at the base of this tire to make sure that we have the proper camber angle. The reason that we do have the space on the bottom is to allow for maximum capacity in the cart. So when you do load the cart to maximum capacity as far as weight, you will compress the front suspension a bit. So that will allow you to have perfect camber in those situations. Thanks for sticking around and learning how to adjust the camber angle on your front tires on your Costa Cart. And if you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out to us. You can shoot us a message on Instagram or make sure to visit our Contact Us page on costacarts.com.